Hey guys, welcome to my next video. We're doing trapping noobs again. This is going to be a video on some trap lines in the modern defense. So I had a friend reach out and ask, hey, are there some traps for E3, E6? And the answer is yes, there are. I've got basically two trap lines against beginners that I use, so I'm going to do a video for each. So one's against like beginners, like your 1400 and below players. So that'll be my next video. This one is against slightly stronger players who've at least looked at maybe a little bit of the opening, so they knew the first 2 or 3 moves that they should be making. So we're gonna go over that, and then I guess I'll kind of talk about the risk of this line. So this doesn't work against strong players. So I don't recommend doing it against stronger players, and like even like 1900 level players, if you do it to them, they kind of pick up on it and adjust. So it's only going to work maybe 1 or 2 times. So kind of jumping in, E3, E6. Typically we dump the bishop, or that's kind of one of the standard moves, and this is the trap line is that they take back with their knight. So we could play b4 and they grab with their bishop, which again, this is all kind of theory at this point. And then where my trap comes in is playing my queen to f3. And basically what I'm doing is targeting b7 to see if I can get their bishop. So weaker players will basically let you get their bishop. So they have to capture on d2, and we come up and attack here. So here's kind of the front line of the attack. So if they capture your queen back on b7, that's a win for you. If they capture the pawn on e3, it's a win. And if they capture your bishop on c1, it is also a win. So we'll kind of run through those real quick. You can see once you get the bishop, it's super easy. And from here, like cleaning, you can see that there's already 2 kills lined up. And then you also have the ability to grab their queen. So this is a quick and easy cleaning. You can run it in plenty of different ways. Come out and get the queen. So there's kind of step 1. Step 2, say they capture this pawn. We just capture back with our bishop. So then they have to capture. We come up here and attack this piece. Which is completely fine because it's covered by the rook, and now you'll see they have 3 kills, like unprotected kills lined up, and then we still have their queen that we can grab and run their bishop. So I tend to just push the a pawn as kind of just waiting moves, and then again grab their bishop, run it through, then get the queen. And then the third is if they capture the bishop, we're gonna still grab their light squared bishop, and like here, either way, we've got that light squared bishop. So if they capture here first, we capture back, and again, now we've got this light squared bishop. I'm just pushing my a pawn, and I can come out and grab their queen and get the kill. So that's kind of the front line of the trap. What they should do in this position is take your king. And so there's kind of a follow through trap here for white. So there's still a few outs if they play it correct. I think Stockfish recommends taking this piece. I grab the knight just in case they're not clever enough and they capture with their bishop first. That usually doesn't happen. I don't see people making that mistake. But if they do that, you can push this pawn, and then all of a sudden you've got both of their bishops and their queen if you want, and you can go through and clean it there. Coming back, what they should do in this position is capture with their bishop, and then I'm going to take with my queen. Here again, they've got to capture in the right spot. The most common thing that you'll see is they'll capture your queen with their rook. That's probably the smartest move. If for some reason they decided that they wanted to kill here first, we can kill back and then go up and get their queen. And then once you got their queen, then you've got their queen and their rook. It kind of just set it up to where, like, if I recapture in this A file, it's going to be fine because the queen's going to go through everything. So, so that's that option. And again, if they make the smarter move in this spot, I dump my bishop, and capture order is not really going to matter here. You're going to end up in the same spot. So getting to this position, black is winning here. A good black player playing the black pieces in this position should win every time. This kind of looks, if you notice, it almost looks like the suicide defense, where you've got 2 doubled rooks and a knight and these scattered pawns. Like, this is terrible for white. But there is still a couple options. You might be able to outplay your opponent here. The main mistake is that if your opponent pushes c5 here, thinking that they're threatening to grab your knight, you actually have their queen, which, if you recognize when we did those other cleanings, we can grab the queen. So this is mate for white here. So we can grab their queen, and you'll see right now it's not attacking any piece, so we move our knight over, and like, you can pre-move these positions here. Like, the next move is to move your rook over, and regardless of which either of these pieces he's going to take, the next move is going to be to move this rook over to f1. And then we come up for like an intermediate, essentially, and the queen has to take these pawns, and then we get the last one killed. So that's kind of like the, let's see, that's kind of like another trap in this particular one. If they're not paying attention, you can grab their queen. The smarter move, the best move really, is to play g5 with their pawn. But kind of the main thing that you'll see, so in order to prevent that queen from getting out, the most common thing you'll see is moving the knight, or sometimes the king. So then in this position, again, this is losing for white. I don't want doubled rooks, so like, you don't really want to be giving up material, but I feel like I have to. So then you'll see that pawn push to try to grab the knight. We trade these pieces, and then I push c4 to prevent the grabbing of the knight. And again, this is losing for white. But if the players don't know what they're doing, the best move is to bring the queen out, because then in this position, these squares are covered, and I'm going to end up losing either my knight or my rook, either one. And then if I just have 5 scattered pawns and a lonely knight or a lonely rook, I'm not going to win with the material. So this is, again, bad for white. But if they're not really, like, if they give you a chance to make a move, then you can bring the knight back. And now what we're looking is, we've got, if he moves this knight, we can grab the queen on the diagonal. If he moves this pawn, like if he thinks he's going to come up here, we've got it's double covered with the knight. So, and then it opens up the bishop. So there's still some chances, like in this position, that white can win. So say they move their queen over so that they can then move their knight. And I'm kind of hoping that they do that. So I'm going to push the a pawn. And again, like, black should win this. But these are some common, like, I've got a bunch of wins in this game. So what I'm doing is continuing to push this pawn, kind of threatening to grab this square because the bishop can't move. So I can slide my rook over, or I can kind of get these 2 pieces killed and then grab the bishop, and it's got 2 kills. The problem with that is you've got these 2 pawns over here, so you need to, you might end up having to promote one of them. But like, looking at this position, I think one of the most common things I see is they ditch their knight here from this spot. I think it's this one here. So we're still threatening to grab their piece there. I want to go back. Let's see. If they move their king over, it's a similar type thing where I said, like, we can go and grab their bishop, and then we can go and grab the queen. I thought, pretty sure that this is mate. as well for white. But again, like you get into these spots where like you have a chance to kind of threaten these pieces, but it's very similar again to the suicide defense where like this is bad for white, but there are some, you can still like win these games when you're playing weaker players. So that's basically the trap line. Kind of the main thing that you're looking at is this spot right here. Like to get kind of quick, easy wins against some players is a lot of times you'll see them capture one of these two squares. And in a rare occasion, you'll see that too. So those are like the easy wins. And like I said, like potentially if they come through and grab in the right order, you have another chance here at mates. And even here, you still have a chance for mates. And then even here, you still have a chance for mate grabbing the queen. So there's a lot of trap after trap after trap in this line. But like I said, it's losing. So think kind of like Scholar's Mate and Standard, where if you play that line, like maybe you're lucky and you get a quick win, but if they defend it, then all of a sudden like you're not in a really good position. So this is exactly that. So it's kind of a risky line to play, but you can get some free wins there. So so that's this video. I will do another video not too far in the future here where we go over if they capture back with the pawn. So I'll do that in the next video. So all right, we'll see you guys.